Good evening and welcome to the 2021 Kaneland High School Academic Awards. On behalf of the Kaneland High School administration, I would like to welcome you to a night of honoring the past, celebrating the present, and dreaming of the future. Normally, you would be sitting out here and I would be up on the stage, but this year is different in many ways. One thing that remains the same is what we are celebrating. Tonight, we will be honoring two of our Hall of Fame inductees, and we will have an opportunity for them to share their story and to be recognized for their accomplishments. Kaneland students, we are also here to recognize you for your hard work and dedication that has led to the accomplishment of a 3.5 GPA or higher. Congratulations on this accomplishment. Tonight, I would also like to encourage each of you to listen to the stories, celebrate the accomplishments of your peers, and begin to dream of the story that you too can come back and share with us one day. Families, administration, staff, and students, thank you also for your part in each of these stories and for helping us to celebrate the academic excellence of Kaneland High School. We have a great deal to be proud of. On behalf of the Hall of Fame Committee, I am honored to share with you our 2021 Hall of Fame recipient in the category of Friend of Kaneland, Ms. Pat Hill. In 1995, Pat found her place and true feeling of home in Caneville, and she was ready and willing to do just about anything to help out. She was involved in after-school enrichment programs, served as classroom mom, and donated to any cause that was going on. Later, she became a lunchroom monitor at Blackberry Creek Elementary, where she won over the hearts of staff and students. Pat could also be found running the concession trailer at KYSO Soccer and working the annual Kaneland Fine Arts Festival, always with a smile on her face. Pat created a small business scholarship for Kaneland seniors and brought the people of Kaneland together in ways that they didn't even know that they needed. From free movie nights at the Purple Store to donating purple baskets to raise funds for a wide variety of causes, Pat constantly created a sense of small-town community that rivals Mayberry. Pat loved her community, but her biggest joy and accomplishment was her children, Alexa and Tyler, who she loved with all her heart. In a wide variety of social events, they can be found by her side, constantly learning from their greatest teacher, their mom. It's not just that she was Caneville Village president, sat on the Historical Society Board and Cemetery Board, ran Caneville Fest, owned Hills Country Store, donated and volunteered at countless events. Rather, it was her positive attitude, contagious smile, and generous spirit that were a constant, even amidst her health battle that she so bravely fought for 7 years. This never stopped her. She carried on. Pat didn't dwell on the negatives, as she would say. Her warm-hearted service and dedication to the entire Kaneland district has gone unmatched. It is my honor to introduce to you this evening Miss Alexa Hill, who is here this evening on behalf of her mother to accept this honor of membership into the Kaneland Hall of Fame as a friend of Kaneland. Miss Alexa Hill.
Thank you, Jill. Hello, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Alexa, Pat Hill's daughter. I wish she was here today to accept this award, but since she can't be, I will do my best and accept it on her behalf. She would have been so proud to receive this immense honor tonight. I can see it now, a huge smile on her face and a grateful heart overflowing with love and gratitude for all of you. I thank you for this recognition, and it is with great honor that I accept this award. When I was writing this speech, so many things came to my mind. My mind was a whirlwind with so many thoughts and emotions that I didn't know how I could possibly break it down and put together a speech. How could I sum up what my mom is and what she has done in 10 minutes? How could I express to you all the millions of things I want to say without getting too emotional or too off topic? There are so many great stories and examples of my mom and all that she was. But eventually, some words came to me and flowed onto this paper and became a reality. So please allow me to tell you a little bit about my mom and her generous service and dedication to the entire Kaneland School District. Pat was born in Naperville, Illinois, to proud and loving parents, Len and Loretta Saul. As the seventh of 8 children, she was their baby girl. Pat grew up in the Lisle area and graduated from Downers Grove North High School. She later moved to West Chicago and some years later found her place and true feeling of home in Caneville back in 1995. Pat would recall her volunteerism beginning when she started taking her daughter Alexa, myself, to a nursing home in West Chicago when I was 18 months old. We went to visit with the residents, and she baked cupcakes and donated prizes for their bingo games. As she once said, "It's fun to volunteer and help people. I enjoy seeing happiness on other people's faces." Pat's volunteerism and community mindset began to grow. And by the time she moved to the Kaneland area, she was ready and willing to do just about anything to help out. Whether it be an after-school enrichment teacher, classroom mom, or donating to any cause that was going on. She later became a lunchroom monitor at Blackberry Creek Elementary School, where all the kids loved her. She always made sure everyone was included, had fun, and had something to eat. She ran the concession trailer at KHS soccer on countless Saturday mornings, always with a smile on her face. She also worked the Fine Arts Festival for many years and donated lunches to the artists. She created a small business scholarship for Kaneland seniors, and she brought the people of the Kaneland community together in ways they didn't even know they needed. She created memories for the children and families that will stay with them for a lifetime. From free movie nights at the store, to donating purple baskets full of goodies to any cause, to raising money for tornado victims, running toy drives, free ice cream, and her famous Tuesday and Friday grill-outs, where countless friendships and memories were made. All the while, bringing everyone all together, where she created a sense of small-town community that rivals Mayberry. In 2007, when Pat became the owner of Hills Country Store, otherwise known as the Purple Store, she was a small business owner and community member, and she brought some life into this community with many activities and events. She made it a place where you felt like family as soon as you walked into the door. A place to get a meal, an ice cream cone, or find out what was going on in town. The marquee sign always had the latest birthday celebration or upcoming event. If you wanted something advertised or people to know about an event or someone in need, all you had to do was tell Pat, and she would spread the word and get people to donate to your cause. Oftentimes people will talk about helping each other out or making donations, but they never actually commit. This was not Pat. She was a woman of action. Instead of talking about what she might do, she was already doing it. If she said she was going to do something, you can bet, hell or high water, it was getting done. Now, Pat has received many honors and recognitions for her volunteerism, leadership, and business activity. Pat received the Appreciation Award for dedicated service to the village of Caneville, the Melvin Jones Fellow Award for dedicated humanitarian services from the Lions Club International Foundation, the King County Chronicle's Everyday Hero Award, and the State of Illinois House of Representatives recognized Pat for her decade of service to the village of Caneville. Due to Pat's selfless acts of charity throughout the community, Hills Country Store received the Walter and Connie Payton Foundation's Volunteer Business of the Year for action in the spirit of sweetness. Although Pat loved her community of friends and neighbors, her biggest joy and accomplishment was her children, myself and my brother Tyler. She loved us with all her heart, and we could be found by her side at countless community events and outings, learning from the greatest teacher there was. It's not just that she was Caneville Village president, sat on the Historical Society board and cemetery board, ran Caneville Fest, owned Hills Country Store, donated and volunteered at numerous events and fundraisers. Rather, it was her positive attitude, contagious smile, and generous spirit that were constant, even amidst her health battle, that she so bravely fought for 7 years. This never stopped her. She carried on. She didn't dwell on the negatives, as she would say. Her warm-hearted service and dedication to the entire Kaneland School District has gone unmatched. Pat has left an irreplaceable emptiness that can never be filled. All we can do is strive to be like her and do what she would do in any given situation. Honor her by continuing her legacy and bring people together with a smile on our faces and a willingness to give of ourselves for others, like she did. She showed what true charity and giving of oneself really meant. It is with great appreciation and honor that I accept this award, as Pat was truly a friend to the entire Kaneland community and all she met. Thank you.
We now begin the academic recognition portion of tonight's presentation. Academic achievement certificates are awarded to sophomores, juniors, and seniors who have earned a 3.5 or higher grade point average. We are proud to present the academic award recipients of Kaneland High School's class of 2021. In addition to receiving an Academic Achievement Award, seniors with a 3.9 or higher grade point average are also recognized as a Knight of Distinction. Here are the Senior Class Award recipients. Brandon Abordo, Samantha Aburzo, Addison Adams, Grant Baldridge, Brogan Behrens, Mia Bergman, Elizabeth Biala, Danielle Borzowitz, Taya Brandel, Aubrey Brose, Mia Bonavita, Olivia Bertel, Kaylee Buck, Lauren Campbell, Lindsay Costello, Sasha Clinnan, Lane Congelosi, Chloe Conley, Porter Conroy, Nora Crimmins, Riddhi Deshpande, Ryan Duffy, Margaret Duncan, Hannah Jalava, Sadie Egger, Mackenzie Egert, Liam Evans, Hannah Faulkner, Emma Feltus, Charles Fitz, Samantha Fitz, Christopher Fountain, Rachel Frank, Olivia Franklin, Jacob Franzen, Amelia Gannon, Kelsey Ganson, Sophia Garland, Aiden Gatz, Amelia Gonzalez, McGuire Grabowski, Logan Gresser, Eleanor Gusindi, Samuel Halcomb, Joshua Hanold, Maxwell Hansen, Ashley Harrison, Natalie Hazen, Emma Headland, Emerson Hicks, Kylie Hollebecke, Kendall Hudson, Samuel Jackson, Justin Jomrowski, Brooks Johnson, Sarah Johnson, Travis Johnson, Ryan Cruz, Mia Kuchar, Riley Cuffle, Ellie Kurz, Madeline Lancaster, Mikhail Leach, Naomi Lesniak, Sophia Liakis, Jenna Lynn, Riley Lindsay, Aaron Lodwig, Bailey Lomahan, Robert Lutke, Danielle McMillan, James Magnuson, Parker Malone, Andrew McAvoy, Jack McIntyre, Delaney Miller, Kelsey Modaf, Sophia Mullins, Alexis Nessie, Braden Nigg, Maxine Ocampo, Olivia Orticle, Amber Painter, Abigail Peeler, Lucas Pell, Harley Peterson, Morgan Phillip, Allison Polakowski, Morello Ramos, Abigail Reimer, Julian Rodriguez, Jonna Roman, John Romano, Giannina Sally, Emma Schaefer, Jasmine Scholl, Piper Schrupferman, Michael Schroeder, Brenna Sheehan, Emily Skiba, Sadie Smith, William Smith, Marissa Sosa, Caitlin Sparber, Gabriella Spitzeri, Megan Stefanik, Alicia Stenger, Olivia Stoll, Andrew Stover, Trevor Sussland, Jack Taylor, Tyler Tice, Matthew Thompson, Abigail Vose, Michaela Warfel, Sophia Webb, Janelle Weiberg, Evan Weiland, Kate Winger, and Jack Yore. The following members of the class of 2021 are recognized as Illinois State Scholars. The following seniors are members of the National Honor Society.
We have another special presentation for you this evening, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you the first of many Class of 2020 Hall of Fame recipients. Unfortunately, we were not able to celebrate in May of last year, so we are extra excited to finally have a chance to recognize and hear their stories beginning tonight. Sheila Howard Albano was born and raised in Elburn as the oldest child of Leslie and Karen Connolly Howard. Along with her brother Bill, they attended Elburn and Kaneland schools and watched as her parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles showed through example the need to give back to the community. She's a proud member of the Connolly family, which was inducted in the Kaneland Hall of Fame in 2003 in recognition of their decades of service to the Kaneland community. Sheila was active in high school as an ardent sports fan, on the softball and archery team, member of the Kaneland Madrigals, Pennon staff, Black Friars, and National Honor Society, all setting the stage for her dedication and commitment to her alma mater and her community as well. She graduated one of 6 valedictorians in 1984 and then graduated from North Central College with a BS in accounting. In 1992, Sheila married her college sweetheart, Phil Albano. They began their life together in Virginia, but as they started their family, the pull back to family and home brought them back to Elburn in 1995, where they have raised their 2 children, Nicholas and Catherine. Being back in Elburn provided Sheila the opportunity to reconnect with the community she loved and also forge her own path of service to and engagement with Kaneland. Sheila's passion and service often followed her children's involvement. Nicholas was a cross-country runner, and this led to a love for the sport, along with a love for the kids on the team, the families, and the coaches that supported them. Catherine became a member of the marching band, and Sheila found a home there as well. She enjoyed the band moms and dads, and eventually served as a treasurer of the Performing Arts Boosters. She understood the need for our community to honor the successes of our athletes and was often instrumental in creating impromptu parades for the victorious return from state competitions by making phone calls to local fire chiefs, police departments, and countless friends and family. Sheila is especially proud of her work with the Boy Scouts of America, Troop 7, based in Elburn. This began by becoming Nick's co-den mother in Cub Scouts, but this was also a building upon the legacy of her father, who served as Scoutmaster in 1951, and grandfather, who taught Scouts first aid for many years. Sheila served in many volunteer positions and eventually popcorn colonel and advanced chair. As advanced chair, she served as the Eagle Scout coordinator, where she guided, supported, and encouraged Life Scouts as they embarked on the journey to become an Eagle Scout. Sheila helped shepherd 36 young men to this highest Boy Scout honor, including her son, who received his Eagle Scout Award in 2012. Sheila is a recipient of multiple mentor pens given to her by her newly minted Eagle Scouts. Sheila's children have graduated from Kaneland, but Sheila's support and commitment continues. She is a constant encouraging voice of support in our community. And if there is a sporting event, local parade, or marching band performance, most likely Sheila is there cheering us on. She is a firm believer in knowing what it means to be a knight, not only as a student, but as an alum and parent as well. And she believes in the true sense of the word community and what it means to work for, support, and love that community through giving back and lifting up those who share in the life of Kaneland. It is my honor this evening to introduce to you our Hall of Fame recipient for service, Mrs. Sheila Albano.
Good evening. Hello to everyone. Thank you, Jill, for that very generous introduction. It is so very surreal to be standing here tonight, and not just because of the COVID restrictions and adjustments we've all had to make in order to have this celebration at all. I find that I still can't believe I have been chosen to be a part of this esteemed group of people, because I grew up here, and I know quite a number of the faces on the plaques that are hanging on the wall. And I never considered that anything I was doing was really all that special compared to their efforts. So it is incredibly important that I thank Cheryl Crosby for seeing something in me that she felt was worthy of my nomination to the Kaneland Hall of Fame. I'd like to further thank Denise Blazinski and Lisa Hodge, who I know wrote letters of recommendation for me, as well as any others who may have submitted letters that I don't know about yet. Your love deeply touches my heart. To Superintendent Todd Layden and the Kaneland Hall of Fame Committee, who somehow found me worthy of this incredible honor, I give my utmost thanks, as well as my gratitude for the work that you do behind the scenes to make all of this possible. And a special thank you to Beth Sturkle, who hasn't stopped speaking to me, even though I just couldn't write my profile for her to save my soul. I wouldn't be standing here at all if it wasn't for my family, both past and present, whose example of compassion and commitment to the community has been ever present before me, and whose belief and support of me has never once wavered through all the years. I'm so blessed to be able to add to that list my husband, Philip Albano, and my children, Nick and Catherine, all of whom follow the same kind of path that my parents and grandparents, cousins and uncles and aunts followed, and who inspire me every single day to be the person that they think I can be. They are my rocks. I could talk for hours, thanking the multitude of people who have blessed me with their friendship or knowingly influenced my life through their presence, but even then I would surely miss someone. So I'm going to hope that I've told them previously, and they will know they're a huge part of this award as well. But finally, I'd like to thank the children and the adults and their parents of the Kaneland School District and our surrounding community who've allowed me to be a part of your journey through the various activities that we've been a part of together. The things that you do inspire me and have given me so much joy, and are the main reason, really only reason, that I stand here tonight being given this honor. I'm supposed to talk now to the kids who are here for the academic night, and it's not what I would want to do, to talk to an empty auditorium. I would rather be talking to you personally, but this is ad hoc because it is from my heart, and that's the best way that I usually speak. What I want to say to you is, you are extraordinary. You're utterly amazing in what you can accomplish and what you do day in and day out, but especially through the last year as we have battled this awful COVID plague. Your entire world has been turned upside down. And while it's been turned upside down for us as well, we're adults and we're supposed to be able to figure our way through things. And we're supposed to be able to lead you and try to keep these things from you. And it's been impossible. And nonetheless, day after day, I've watched, read, heard about your extraordinary efforts to still be here tonight. You haven't, for your academic awards, whether you're remote or you were hybrid, whether you had a tutor, whether you, mom and dad sat with you every night, whether you had a computer that worked well or broke down from fighting all the internet and the Wi-Fi between your parents being home working, whatever the situation. Locked in your house, not being able to be with your friends in the way you normally would, your sports and your activities here curtailed in ways none of us would have ever possibly imagined, and yet you rise. And for those of us on the outside, my children are graduated now, one in 13 and one in 17. So it doesn't have to matter to me what you can accomplish, but it does, because your every effort is inspiring, and it gives us hope. And I want you to know that people notice what you do. It might not feel like it, and maybe right now it doesn't matter, but it will later, and it feels important to me to tell you that. I am blessed to be standing here today because I've been asked to join the Kaneland Hall of Fame in the category of service. And if you read the bio that I've finally, thank you to my wonderful mother and husband for helping me get through that. If you read that, you'll see the different things that I've been blessed to be a part of here at Kaneland after I graduated in 1984. I never necessarily expected to be back here. I certainly didn't expect my children to necessarily be graduating from here. When I married my husband, we moved to DC, and we were there for 3 years, and we weren't coming back. But yet, events came about, and here we are. That being the case, I found myself being involved with things that my children needed. And while it started out as, well, somebody has to be the den mother, and there isn't anybody, so my best friend and I said we would, eventually that led to far more important things, like the blessing of being able to work with Eagle Scout candidates, or being a band mom and chaperoning in the parades and the football games, and proudly watching you march, even in the rain, down at U of I or at Illinois or out at Western, doing their phenomenal programs that they've worked on all season long, or running along a cross-country course in the rain or the track in the freezing cold, cheering for kids who were sometimes related to me, but other times were just friends, young men and women that I came into contact with because I stayed in contact with these groups. And I did that because every single time you inspired me. You made me feel wonderful. And yeah, it was freezing. But I'd go home in the car and be lifted for the rest of the day and to the next day, because your ability to strive for what you want to try to reach, to extend yourself past what you think are your limits, and to see your face when you land on the other side and realize I did it, it's indescribable. And I want you to know that you affect people that way, simply by doing what you do every day. And if you are so inclined to reach out and you see someone, an adult in the store, along the street that you know, and you say, hey, Mrs. So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so, I promise you they will spend the rest of the day with a smile on their face because of you. And you didn't do anything all that spectacular. You just said hello, and it matters. So you and those ahead of you have been a part of the community that makes up Kaneland country, Knight country. You are a glue, you are a thread that keeps us together. This crazy school district was formed over 50 years ago, and Ralph Drendel will kill me for not knowing exactly how many years, but it's over 50 years. It was put together simply by going farmer to farmer and town to town and saying, we can't support our high schools in the Sugar Grove and Maple Park any longer, or Caneville any longer. We need to blend them. Do you want to be a part of this unit district? Even though we've been competitors and rivals up until this moment, as of next year, we're all going to be in the same boat, in the same district. And almost overnight, those groups of people became Kaneland. And you are the one that keeps all of those communities together, from the edge of us, Montgomery, all the way to the other edge out northwest of Maple Park. All these different people who really frequently have nothing to do with each other or anything necessarily in common, but when it comes to you, they're all on board. They want to celebrate you. They are excited by the things that you do. And year after year, it is you that keeps us all together. It's an important message because it's about community. And your community can be anywhere. It doesn't have to be exactly where you live. But if you've been watching for some time now, the community globally, or I should say nationally, it's been torn at. And we need you to help us keep it back together. It's going to be yours, and I have no doubt that you're going to be brilliant at what you do when you get out of school here and reach out into the world. And I know that because I've been watching you do it in sporting events and musical events and scouting and Lions Club or student council or French club or mathletes, you name it. And I know I've missed several, but in each and every one of those, you always come through. When I am out in the community, when I am out in other places, you won't hear this, and sometimes your parents won't hear it, but I have other adults from other school districts and other communities say to me, we hate playing Kaneland because they always play tough. They never give up. We could be better than them by a mile, but they will come with 110%, and we have to give 120% every time to win. And it's true, because you do. Or they'll say, the kids from your school, they are so polite. We never have any trouble with students or athletes who come from Kaneland. They clean up behind themselves, and they are nice to speak to. They smile, and in a number of cases, for instance, in a cross-country meet, if somebody from other teams is running last and way behind everybody else, it'll be your kids who are out there first thing cheering them on. You're not going to hear that, but that's how you represent yourself, your parents, your family, this school, and it shows. That is why I love coming back. It's why I keep doing what I do, because if a little bit of encouragement from me someday makes you have a better day, or I can help raise some money or bring something to you that lets you fly even higher, it's no work for me. It's a blessing. So I just want you to know, as I said, I'm supposed to say something inspiring, but not be long. And I hope I have. I hope you know you matter and you are extraordinary. So thank you again, everyone, for this phenomenal honor. There are really no words for me to explain how it touches my heart. And as my family is already in the Hall of Fame and on the wall under Conley family, if you're going through the halls and you want to look, it makes it even more extra special. So thank you again to Mr. Layden and the Kaneland Hall of Fame committee, to the people who have pushed and supported me to be here, and all of you. I hope you are doing well, and look forward to a better day, an easier day, because it is coming. And when it's here, we're all going to be in this auditorium again, and out on the football field, and out on the track, and in the band hall, loving life and being a part of one another and hugging again. So thank you very much. Take care.
As we end our night, I would like to say a special thank you to each Hall of Fame recipient. It's our hope that the students tonight have been inspired to write their own honorable life story. Parents, thank you. You've been supportive and caring with the numerous challenges that your child has faced, and you've supported their commitments and hard work. Students, please remind them how much you appreciate everything that they do for you. Thank you, Kaneland High School students. You have taken academic challenges seriously and have become successful due to a lot of hard work. You make us all proud to be a Kaneland Knight. May you continue to have success both in and out of the classroom. Thanks for joining us tonight. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Good night.